Yes.
what we did today?
We just came from...
Are we going right now?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
We just came from YangGang Day Beach Party.
National YangGang Day.
National YangGang Day
Pacific Beach,
Yep.
San
the Pacific
Diego.
versus San Diego version. And...
It was lit.
And it was at the same time as Pacific Beach Fest, so there was like
Yes.
more people there than usual. So that was a good opportunity.
That was great. There was a lot of people. And it was a very, like, PB vibe, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is great. I think like,
Giving
a
out
lot of...
divot dogs.
Yeah, we gave out Freedom Divot Dogs.
Is that what you guys called it?
Divot
dogs? That's
Yeah, dude.
awesome.
So that was my idea, too.
That's really good, dude. I'd be
Yeah.
offended.
Yeah.
So we were talking about what each of us did, and this guy mentors entrepreneurs, mentors businesses. He's created thousands of... So this is a San Diego local version of Andrew Yang operating
Yeah.
before
I'm
he
a
announces...
Diet Andrew Yang.
He's Andrew Yang.
Andrew
Well,
Yang
I don't know.
Light.
You said you started thousands of companies, right?
No, I've helped start, launch, or grow over 1,000. So
Over 1,000.
a lot of them
Right.
already existed. I just helped them scale. You know, or
Dude, please counsel
already-
me. By the way, because
well, I give free business mentoring, so like
Yeah,
most of it is on YouTube or whatever. But like that's one of the things that really spoke to me about Andrew Yang is because he's an entrepreneur. He's not. I hate politics. I avoid it like the plague. I never would have pictured myself coming to anything. I don't really like PB, so like you know, it's not my vibe at all. Yeah. But that part of Andrew that he actually cares. Like one of the things I really care about is, one of the things I mentor a lot of companies on is becoming a B Corp. So a B Corp is like a traditional business entity. So there's C Corps, S Corps, LLCs, that are traditional companies. But a B Corp can take the shape or form of any one of those, but it includes ethics into the fabric of the company.
Oh.
Because when we,
That's easy.
used to be, that all business contracts had ethics ingrained into the contract. So when the early, pilgrims or, came over from the, the old country, on the Mayflower or, whatever.
But why is it only a B company has ethics?
Well,
the other ones don't.
This is why. Because every charter, every company, every early American settler that came with a charter or a contract that had the clause for king and country. So, because England and Spain, they had kings, right? So when they came not only to do business, right, to create trade for what they thought was India, right? But they also added for king and country. So in other words, doing something that's in the interest of your motherland, right, your homeland, was more important or could supersede just, doing it for money, right? And so when America declared independence from England, we also separated the king and country clause. So since that time, every American business entity has been devoid of any, ethics.
That's silly. That's a silly omission that they didn't replace it with something.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
freedom, or...
something.
Yeah.
Right?
Forget ethics.
Freedom of religion and tax break.
What would you put if you can write it in?
Well, that's what B Corps are. So B Corps actually
I'm saying,
put
like,
ethics
what
back
do you
in.
think should be America's that?
I think it's
for
up
king
to
and
each each company should decide on their own.
But I think America should have one, right?
That's an interesting point. I mean,
Definitely. Because that's what makes a country. Well, that can be what makes a country.
yeah.
This is part maybe.
But we don't have a king or a queen.
Yeah, but you say something
Yeah.
like
That's pretty awesome.
for humanity. Yeah,
There
for
you go,
humanity
yeah,
first. That's what it is. It's
Uh-huh.
humanity first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or America first.
You should
But
tell
he-
Andrew Yang that idea. Once he's president, man, he can get working on it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
that's a
though.
new angle to look at humanity first.
Yeah.
That just came up.
That's why companies nowadays, it's all about profit at any cost. And as long as it's legal,
That's
you
why
know,
the
you got
prescription
banks that
drugs
screw
are all
people
messed
over
up.
with mortgages that like are going to go bust, and they know it. You know, they're giving shitty loans and shitty products and things like that, and you get companies that don't care about polluting the earth or destroying the world.
Yeah.
As long as the bottom line is there. So like when you take out ethics
Dude,
from
that's a
business,
beautiful story to tell about it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like the way you told that story was like it connected 200 years of history
yeah,
to a psychological problem
yeah,
that our country has
yeah.
right now.
So that's
And
why
the B Corp.
Andrew Yang, with his slogan "Humanity First," that's all about what B Corps are about. So B Corps, if B Corp is a third-party certification, like LEED certification, when you have a building that you want to say is environmentally sound or good for the environment or something.
Yeah.
So they get LEED certified. LEED is a separate company that comes in and says, okay, you guys grade this, this, and this, and this. You guys pass LEED certification. So they become a green company or whatever. So B Corp goes into, so you turn your company into something called a benefits corp, and then you can stay exactly the same format of a S corp, C corp or LLC. But
And the reason we might want to do this is because
it's good to be ethical.
Okay.
So like companies that are example of this are Patagonia Company,
Yeah.
Kickstarter, Indiegogo.
Patagonia the clothing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they're B Corp.
So I think what he's asking is like, what are the incentives like to make companies want to be like, other than just like feeling good about like their own footprint?
That's
Well,
why it makes sense to have a
from a
mandatory basic
bottom
income.
line economic stance, millennials that have recently passed the baby boomers in spending power are very motivated by cause. Their purchases are very influenced by causes.
Gotcha.
So if they don't want to just spend money, they want to spend money in a company that actually says something that they believe in.
And so it is just good marketing then.
Yeah, it's great marketing just from a secular point of view, right? But if you so for instance, as an example, Ben and Jerry's is a B Corp now, but before B Corps existed, they were just two hippies. They're real guys who make great ice cream, but they have hippie values, right? And they were putting their company up for sale, and there was, I think, some sort of there were a number of offers on the table. One was from a Japanese company that was going to spend a lot more money, and then there was a lower offer on the table from people that actually shared the same common values, ethics that Ben and Jerry's had.
Yeah.
They wanted to sell to the lower offer. They got sued by their own stockholders because the stockholders only cared about profit. They wanted the higher offer, even though this Japanese company didn't share the morals and values of Ben and Jerry's. So what B Corp offers is a legal protection of the people that own the company from their own shareholders.
That's great.
Because you now, just like early colonists, right? They that king and country clause protected them, so that even if it wasn't in the best financial interest, right, they could do something that was in the best, interest of king and country, right?
Yeah.
So, each company can determine their own ethics and put it inside, their company, so that they're not a heartless, capitalist, company.
And currently we don't have this.
Yeah, currently we don't have that.
Wow.
So there's a whole bunch of companies that are switching to B Corps. So like a lot of what I've done in the last 4 years is, because it's only been around for 4 years, is making CEOs and startup founders knowledgeable about B Corp and why it's in their best interest and it can help their bottom line because people want to spend money towards companies that believe what they believe, but then also it will protect them. It will give an added layer of legal protection from their shareholders or
and then
whatever.
from like a holistic point of view, it draws the same wavelength type people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah.
So
it's like guaranteed. Everybody's like,
how you doing,
on
Logan?
this wavelength.
You're like, that's so funny. That's really awesome.
Because that's a deep kind of recruitment.
Yeah.
You're actually recruiting people who are only at the same moral wavelength as you.
Yeah.
And it's probably more than just morality. It's just like you're all care about stuff.
Just making the world a better place. You know, that's deep
what
down
Yang's
what I really
doing.
care about, and that's what Yang cares about. So like that's brought me out of my non-apolitical shell.
Right. Dude, I really want to fight for animal rights.
Yeah.
Like I even wish I wish humanity first said like all life first or something. I mean, like I know the way we are right now. Like we have to tackle humanity first, like or else we're not going to get anywhere. You know, like humans are too like self-centered.
Right.
I think, but
we can wrap around and fix that. It's like we're so self-centered that we believe we can. Us by being fully human, we also take care of everything else.
I'll tell you on the next election cycle, there'll be for sure like some people running on animal rights. That's like not even a platform for anybody right now.
Well, the thing is, too,
in a roundabout way, maybe.
Yeah.
So, like for instance,
it's coming
we're
down
doing
the pipeline,
things that are hurting the environment. That by hurting the environment, we're hurting humanity, right?
Yeah.
But if we put humanity first, we're going to change some of those environmental, waste and some of the things that Yang's going to do.
Yeah. Because your whole passion for animal rights is a human thing that you have. So humanity encompasses all of it.
The thing is,
it's also
too,
very self-centered.
in the future, we're
but
not
it
going
is
to.
true. We have the coolest neurology out of the animal kingdom.
We're not going to be able to be eating all the meat and the beef that we do, especially
no.
with the climate change.
Don't nuzzle at me.
No, seriously, we're going to be eating not maggot, mealworm protein and stuff like
Just
that.
Like
That's
Blade
gonna
Runner 40,
and
2049.
the meat is going to become so much more expensive. They're going to have to, because it's one of the number one things that causes pollution, just raising livestock.
Yeah, this is like stuff Yang's talking about too. Because he would put the carbon tax.
That's the only thing that makes me not support.
Well, you got to think about it this way. He's putting in a carbon tax, which makes sense across the board. Like when it comes to companies that are polluting, like oil and gas companies, and just and even the factory farm companies.
I'd be totally down if it's grass-fed everything. Someone mentioned today, someone there at the thing said that grass-fed beef actually is carbon negative. It actually helps.
Makes total sense because cows aren't supposed to eat starch anyway.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
I'm totally fine with it.
We're still going to be eating meat quite a while into the future, maybe forever. I don't know, but
I'll still be there.
We could have just
saying
meat.
I'm saying
they're growing meat in labs.
Dude,
now.
that's
there's
be
incentives in place to things like factory farms to make those things like that not exist because that's
the conditions that most beef farms put their cows under is inhumane, and it causes more, gas. It's more toxic.
That's exactly the thing that's going to have to be cut down on. So in the future, there definitely will be grass-fed
totally
stuff.
fine for that.
It's going to be a delicacy more though.
Yeah, I'm totally fine, and $1,000 extra a month means $1,000 more towards beef. I'm totally fine with that.
That is
totally
true.
fine with that.
That is true.
But I don't know, just I haven't heard Yang himself say that, because he's been asked directly, what about, cutting all meat eating, and he personally said that that there was a study that said if we cut 80% of our meat intake, it would at least keep things status quo, right? But
what pollution?
American, I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but America's a small portion of that. So even if America
it's just like pollution. It's like
green,
15% of emissions.
Yeah, you got countries like China that are selling they're going nuclear, right? But they're selling their coal and dirty energy to Africa. You know,
Hey, why would they do that?
to make money off of the coal.
Yeah, but they
So they're
also
like
care about the.
curbing
But they also care about the future.
They care about them
because they're
The
selfish
air is so
communist
polluted in
bastards.
China.
You're right. Actually,
It's
you're right.
so dirty. Like they're like celebrating they're like celebrating like their country's anniversary or something, and they're saying like they had to like shut down a bunch. I don't think it's happened yet, but they're gonna have to shut down a bunch of factories for like days to clear out the sky, and they're gonna have to like maybe even shoot salt into the air to make the clouds rain so that it's a sunny day.
Yeah.
I've heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Andrew Yang's a numbers guy. So I mean, that's all he was pointing out. Like in that instance, he's like, if we all change to vegetarian right now, we'd be fine.
See, I'm
but like, he's
Yeah.
not saying like that's what like I'm gonna. That's not what I'm gonna like try to make the government do, because the American government's never been about like telling you how to live your life, and that's like especially like from like a conservative side, that's like the last thing that they would want. You know, it's so that's never
the
gonna.
beef issue though, the meat issue, turned Joe Rogan slightly against.
I saw that.
I mean, that's just a silly thing. I don't
No,
understand
but, like-
how he misunderstood Yang's stuff.
No.
He's got some
not,
triggers.
It's
No,
not that he's
got some-
misunderstanding.
He's got some. He's not,
like me.
No, he totally misunderstood. He totally misread what Andrew was saying.
No,
He's not,
I got offended when I heard it too, because I was like, "Don't touch my meat, bro!
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
mess
that's
with
what
my
I'm talking
meat."
about. It hit some personal chord, but like the words were totally
We're
fine.
a meat-eating country, though, except California for a lot of it.
It hit that. It hit that chord that makes everybody unreasonable.
Yeah.
And you get like, there is a chord in every person.
I think,
when
like,
you fucking hit them there, they
all
stop making sense.
All he's saying is like America is like I'm not going to take away your meat. All that's going to happen is that meat might.
That's what I heard him say.
It'll be easy to take
I'm not
away
going to take away your
American
meat.
He never said that. He said, He said like all that's going to happen is like.
But
if they're pushing out as much carbon as like another carbon polluting company, that's not going to make you exempt from a carbon tax. So like you're gonna if you're polluting, you're gonna have to pay no matter what it is. Like find like better alternatives to producing what you're producing. So if that means that like meat might go up like in prices like a little bit, like then that's like what that would mean.
But
then that
giving
would kind of formulate
tax breaks towards companies that are, offsetting their carbon, footprint.
right.
That's different than adding a tax to meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's not taxing me.
if you're offering tax breaks, that's totally different. To me.
So what is it though?
What?
If it's not that, what is it? If it's not
Tax breaks if you're not polluting.
Well, it's curbing behavior by actually giving tax breaks. So in other words,
curbing behavior by
taking what
tax breaks.
Yeah,
I thought we were talking about is not tax breaks.
No, it's so one of the things that Yang talks about is giving companies tax breaks for good behavior.
Yeah.
So like be a company that so that's going to change their behavior, because if they lose all their tax breaks, then they're going to change.
The principle
it's
is
going to make them more.
The heuristic. The principle. The heuristic is just that your tax should be commensurate with the load you produce on society.
And that would basically have the same effect, though, because one of them is saying we're going to give you a tax break if you're doing good by not polluting. The other one is saying we're going to charge you by how much you pollute.
Semantics are important,
Right.
We saw that with Trump and Hillary, right? Like they were speaking kind of the same thing, but kind of not, and Hillary missed the mark. She totally missed. I didn't want to vote for her.
They are.
Like, I didn't agree with her.
Like for example, when I don't know if you guys watched the last debate, like Beto, like when he was talking about guns, and he was just like. They asked him about guns, like, hell yes, like, we're going to take away your...
we're going to take away your guns.
Like, it's not going to be used... I mean, I thought, like, when I was watching, I was like, damn, that's actually kind of sick, but, like, he's like, we're not going to be allowed to use on, like, fellow Americans anymore. He's, like, super passionate about it.
Yeah.
It was really close to him.
Oh, boy, that...
But, like, that just on itself, like
that's
the reaction. That's another thing that strikes a nerve with, like...
That's what I thought, because I heard him say that.
It's your meat, it's your guns, like...
That dude is never going to become president.
Yeah. Not only that, like the right is going to take that one and say, oh, like they're going to take away your guns, they're going to take away your meat.
That's totally part of the narrative.
Like literally, gang needs to stay away from the meat narrative. Meat and guns.
You got a
like,
good point there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't mess with those things. You're going to hurt your ability to take swing voters like me. You know, like slow.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna kill it for me.
I straight up saw like a clip from like Fox News when they like took clips from all the when they had like the climate debate or the climate like town hall.
Yeah.
You know, and they literally like just cut a clip totally out of context of Andrew Yang saying that same thing about like if we all went vegetarian, like the numbers say like we'd be fine right now.
Yeah.
They just like cut that out. You know, just threw it in there and be like, "This is like what they're
But
trying to
that's
say."
just not going to happen. And he said that. He said it's not going to happen.
He did say that, but like context is also important, just like as well as like semantics.
I consider myself not a meat eater. I'm a meatitarian. I'm offended by meatless plates of food.
Like, no way.
I'm so what happened to me is
hilarious.
my sister went vegetarian in college. She went off to Georgetown and came back a vegetarian, and I was just like, what the fuck? You know, like, and so like I was like, okay, well, if you're gonna go vegetarian, I'm gonna offset your vegetarianism by eating twice as much meat.
Who did?
I literally started doing that. I
like
just
to troll.
meat crazy, and it's easy as a Korean because Koreans love meat.
Yeah.
We got Korean barbecue.
Man,
Yeah, Korean barbecue.
There are no Korean vegetarians.
Wait, why do you guys so like meat though?
Because it's good.
I mean, taste, right?
Because we like food.
Well, no,
it's
man.
so good.
Well,
I
yeah.
love meat. I love meat.
Yeah, that
I agree. I definitely eat meat in 2 or 3 meals a day.
I could definitely dive into like a rabbit hole on that because like I'm totally like up until like last it's been like more than a year now. Like last August, like I was like still like deep like eating meat, thinking like I'd never be a vegetarian or a vegan like, and now like here I am like a year later.
You're vegan?
I'd say like pescatarian, I guess. Like I'll
See,
still
that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I'm saying like,
Pescatarian, you're not hurting the environment by eating fish, right?
yeah, I mean
Yeah, you
everything's
are.
up for.
I mean, it depends.
I mean,
don't
it
know.
depends on.
There's
There's limits. I'm a
I
fisher.
don't
I'm a
know how
fisherman.
the fish
Yeah,
thing
I mean,
works.
But here's another thing.
It's like factory farming, fish farming. It's all like when you take stuff and you like corporatize it, and then they make like just big
Like
factories
salmon
of like.
farms and stuff.
It takes like what could have been like a really like ethical business, like you were talking to, and just makes it into like a fucking like money making machine that like doesn't care at all for like what's really going on inside. So
Yeah, there's a whole ethical part of it.
yeah,
Right. I mean, sure, it tastes good, but also like does it really taste good, or is it just you're used to it?
I mean
both.
I think you'd argue. Yeah, I mean meat tastes good. A lot of meat tastes good. Is it like maybe
Well,
I've been conditioned?
and because if you're used to it, you could get used to something else, just as easy.
So here's where I stand on that. Like,
mealworms.
I care about the environment. I'm the kind of guy. I've stopped using straws.
Fuck yeah.
Like
Save the turtles. Right?
it's
Save the
stupid,
turtles.
and like I'm wondering why are so many turtles snorting straws? Are they all coca addicts or something like that? There's memes about that.
I don't know.
It's just
Like,
like perfect
but, like,
size for
the
their,
thing is,
I don't know
too,
perfect
the
size
only
for
thing-
their
nostrils.
but
I'm not trying to turn anybody vegetarian, right? I eat meat sometimes.
you ain't
Yeah, my
gonna
sister's
turn me
vegetarian.
vegetarian.
I would
But
try.
you just have to look at all the factors, right? And I think a lot of meat eaters don't really factor in the magnitude of suffering
of
the animals.
animals.
I don't know, man.
You're gonna lose me on that too. Like,
Well, something's not going to be right in the psychic economy.
I would not be able to eat chicken all the time if I was looking at that. If I was like had to watch that chicken, like a video of it suffering in a cage, like 5 minutes every time before I eat it.
Right, but yet it's happening. When you don't look,
Yeah,
it's still
I know that's
happening.
the
Would
thing.
you
I've been
be
getting
able
to
to
that.
eat
It's out of sight,
chicken?
out of mind.
if it was free on a farm, lived happily, like Will.
Yeah,
like
yeah, and I
Charles
eat
Webb.
all chicken now.
Yeah.
I eat all chicken now.
That's what I'm saying.
If
It's
I was
not
to remind
right or
myself
wrong.
of
Look,
that, it would.
You're still
it would ruin
thinking.
it
You're
for
still
me.
thinking defense,
Yeah.
but I'm not even making any accusation. I'm just saying there's a lot. It requires a lot of ignorance to be able to do that and not think or feel something.
So this is the extent of my meatitarianism. So for at least 5 days a week, I eat like a monk. Like I will eat like mostly vegetables and like eat, just have like non-meat protein, like protein shakes, things like that.
I thought you were saying the opposite.
No, I eat totally clean, so that I can go ham once in a while and eat whatever the fuck I want with zero conscience. So like I'll totally eat like super clean, right?
Yeah.
Salads and whatever, but then
that's pretty cool.
But then like I want only when I know like Del Mar Fair is coming. I want to eat all the fried meat and food I want, like stuff like that, and then I can go and completely. That's also why I exercise. I exercise every day so that I can eat whatever the fuck I want, without any repercussions. So I'm I do care about the environment. I am willing to curb my meat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about environment.
I mean, they can make such dank lab-grown meat too. Like, think about what.
I'd eat that.
Dude,
if it's
completely genetically
exact, then yeah.
It's going to be
But
perfect.
I mean, if
it's
it
going to
tastes
be more than
exactly
exact.
the
It's
same.
going to be the
Impossible
best
Burger?
I've tried the Impossible
Dude,
Burger.
that offends me so much, dude.
But like
I will
taste,
never touch it.
Like taste-wise? Or like you just haven't had it?
No, just the idea of it. So, the
I've had...
Why?
I hate tofurkey. I hate tofurkey.
It tastes bad?
I hate, we were saying that my sister became a vegetarian. That's what made me turn meatitarian. I wanted to offset her vegetarianism so that it didn't affect the prices.
Your values.
This is the deep down. This is the deep down part of it, though.
Right.
Like, so I grew up very close to my sister. My sister considered me her best friend. She went off to Georgetown and came back a vegetarian, and it affected our relationship. Like, she couldn't eat anywhere, at the time. Like, there was like not a lot of options. Like, we couldn't go out and get a carne asada burrito or split carne asada fries or whatever. Like, stuff that we used to do and bond together, it kind of killed our relationship. So I kind of associated vegetarianism with that loss of relationship with my sister. Like, just everything became just all about meat and this and that, and it just like killed our relationship. So like, I kind of did it as a joke, but kind of also because I like meat. But like, eventually, I got her to become a meat eater again. Like, I can't remember how we did it, and I got her to eat the dirtiest of meat. I got her to eat a hot dog. That's what she broke her years of being a vegetarian.
What's the game, dude?
No, but now, like, my relationship's back with my sister. Like, we totally... Like,
but what's with the game
bond.
What's with the game of wanting to turn people into meat eaters?
No, I don't care about anyone else. I just care about, like,
but you said
turning my sister
about
into a meat
you would eat twice the meat because your sister...
I only cared about my sister, just my sister.
Well, because you
wanted
wanted
vegetarian.
Yeah.
She became vegetarian.
That's the thing when people change.
But you don't think? Sorry, maybe I tuned out the story. But you said vegetarianism was really bad for her.
No.
It was
But
bad
she
for
did. Well, it was bad for our
relationship.
relationship.
Despite her.
Yeah, kind of as a joke. I'm a non-conformist too. So like, you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna want to do it way more. So like,
have you ever slaughtered your own meat?
I mean, I'm a fisherman, so I go deep sea, sport fishing.
Sport fishing is brutal.
Are you vegetarian, Evan? Did you say you are?
But I didn't today.